I wanted to add the 3-bedroom houses. So when it comes to detached homes and 3-bedroom properties, the median rent is $1,900 a month. On average, you're spending 16 days on the market. Year over year, some of these properties could have just been listed with slightly more dated features or maybe a little bit less amenities. But we're seeing a dip of about $400 a month and 9 available properties. Year over year versus month over month, most of this change probably happened this month because the numbers are so similar. And when it comes to 3-bedroom homes, most of them are between 1,800 and 2,200 or more. Very few are 3 bedrooms and asking 1,700, 1,600, or 1,500, but they exist. And you might be able to find something even cheaper or more expensive than this $2,300 property, depending on what you're looking at. They're saying the price range goes all the way up to $2,375. So you might want to really compare and see if your home looks better or worse than what's available, because that's what renters are going to think. Compared to last year and each month, last year January had higher rental asking prices, almost $2,400 a month. This year people were asking $2,100 a month. And a huge part of this is interest rates, increases in things, and sometimes just the types of neighborhoods that decide to list a rental, because some of them are older than others. When it comes to the median rental price over time, in February, they overlapped. It got higher than it was last year by only $100 at $2,800 a month for that. And then in March, we saw that it looked like rent continued to stay pretty steady. Rent on average was only about $1,800 a month, and it looks like it's decreased about $400 compared to last year. And because last year they were asking so much more at 21,880, and then in April, $2,800 a month is a huge difference, almost $1,000 more in April. So I would really, focus on case by case, neighborhood basis rental trends for your neighborhood, because that huge dip could mean drastically different properties were listed compared to that last year compared to this year. And then in June, we're seeing $1,900 a month as the median for 3 bedrooms, whereas June last year, people were asking $2,300 a month. I remember it being almost unheard of to find property to rent that was 3 bedrooms under $2,000. So it is a little bit weird for me to see this number being at $1,900 a month. It says it's 14% lower than the median national average of $2,200 a month. That's closer to what I would expect it to be by the end of summer. I think we're going to see it creep up closer simply because of demand and the number of people who are going to decide to rent out, simply because either they just don't think now is the best time to sell, or they just might not be able to get the right price, or they just aren't ready, because it does take a decision, a lot of options to consider sometimes. Now with 3 bedrooms, Williamsburg trend is $2,600 a month. Gloucester is really close to your county here, and Newport News at right around $1,900 a month. The difference is only about $40 between Gloucester and Newport News for a 3-bedroom house, and Poquoson, $2,000 a month. Surrey has $1,750 as their monthly average for 3-bedroom homes. And like I said before, condition, location, proximity to amenities, And simply the fact that Williamsburg happens to have some of the most expensive gated communities that rent out properties is a huge reason why you could see almost 2,000, $1,600 a month, $2,600 a month, a $600 difference between these other areas, which all could commute or have commuters coming from Williamsburg. I hope this helps you understand a little bit more about the median rental price in your county for detached homes specifically. If you were to compare, the 1% rule, it definitely would not apply even if you were to look at all bedrooms and just focus on simply houses. $2,600 a month is not going to make it or break you for something like that if that's what you consider a great deal. However, it could help to really consider your approach and your exit strategy. Because the truth about buying rental properties is that sometimes appreciation makes up for not too big of increases or even sometimes decreases. Because if we were to compare the fact that if you bought a house, let's say a 3-bedroom or a 2-bedroom condo, actually, yeah, there's only one available. Let's do a 3-bedroom condo or a 3-bedroom house, and it was in your county, the median sales price is about $459. A lot of them happen to be between 3 and 4 bedrooms or more. And so at most, you might be looking to make even $4,700 a month. As you can see right here, the price range varies drastically. So if you were to buy a house like this, but the key when you look at these 1% rules is to also think about the fact that a $4,700 a month property is going to have easily over 3,000 square feet. And properties with more than the average square footage will probably be exceeding this median sales price. So if you were trying to buy an investment property and this was going to be your first one, and you really have to make sure that, cash flow catches up with your mortgage payment, or at least is as close as possible, you might want to consider an attached property, because now you're a little bit more likely to get something closer to this 3% rule, 1% rule, and get everything covered that you need to get covered as far as expenses. Because the range, which is what I really want to focus on as people look at the city as a whole, is that 3-bedroom apartments are going for between $844 and $2,500. So if you wanted to get the 1% rule, you'd probably be looking to get a property that is a 3-bedroom apartment for at least under $250. If you wanted to get a condo where everything outside the walls, belongs to the condo association, probably cap yourself at $250 if you're looking at a 3-bedroom. And if you're looking at a townhome, cap yourself maybe at $2,300. If you want to look something you could rent out, if you're going to do a 3-bedroom house, based off just the market data right here, you might want to cap yourself at $237. That is most likely going to be a fixer-upper. It might not make sense, based off the inventory, to even try and buy a property that needs that much work if the dollar value you're going to put in is not going to give you the return you need. Same for a 1-bedroom, $150K could get you that 1% rule. Depending on the property, you might be this person listing their property for more than $1,500 and only pay $150K so that you get 1%. Other people have said to me that they are considering doing like 0.5% now, depending on the market. So if a market has a lot more appreciation than others, or if it's new construction, being right on 1% isn't as important as getting something that's turnkey and won't need a lot of work. We don't have many one-bedroom properties in your county, but we do have some. We have 6, and these in neighborhoods can easily be purchased for less than $200K, or roughly around $200K, and need a little bit of cosmetic updates, and you might be able to get that $1,750 a month or more. But the lowest number we're seeing here is $1,269. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. If you want to watch my full video where I talk about every single type of property and bedroom, excluding this one because you might have already seen it, I will go into that. And this one, I just want to talk about the houses that are renting for 3 bedrooms, because I've been hearing a lot about those from people I talk to. And if you do have a 3-bedroom home in your county, or a 4-bedroom, especially if you might have a primary on the first floor, or maybe one not on the first floor, even a condo or an apartment. I have a lot of people looking to buy something in the area. They're looking at all different types of condition, and their goal is to just get something in the county before the end of the year. So please reach out to me for a free home evaluation. You'll have no obligation at all to work with me. I'll just give you some insights on what I think the price could be, and maybe how we can get you the best possible price, as well as help these people find a property. Thank you.